Welcome back to Stormwater Creek Podcast.
It's been a while since all four been together.
Yes.
It has been, because
last week you weren't here.
no, he wasn't here.
You weren't here. Week before
I wasn't
He
here.
was
you weren't here.
Yeah,
Week before that you weren't here.
yeah. Ping ponging.
And I've just been wading through the mess.
It's a busy
Yep.
time of the year. There's a lot going on. There's a
yeah,
lot of
Abe forgets about season openers and his friends.
Yeah, Abe doesn't love us anymore.
Just want
He's
everybody
looking
to know.
for a new gig if anybody's got a podcast opening. What would you consider your assets you bring into a podcast if you're looking?
He'll need to borrow a shotgun on most of the hunts because he'll probably forget it.
He's going to need to be taught how to hook up audio equipment, but once you show him, he's really functional at it.
For like 2 podcasts. He probably forgets.
He'll send calendar invites, but not pertinent information in them, so that's cool.
And then he won't re-look at his calendar invites on his calendar to make other plans.
Exactly. But, if anybody's looking, so is Abe.
catch
he's a
me
great-
at
Catch me outside.
Early Garrett, Abe Bullman on LinkedIn. This went from the free Taco Bear podcast to the free the Early
I
Garrett.
feel like I should put our podcast in my LinkedIn now that we talk about it.
Do you keep a LinkedIn profile?
Uh-huh.
Me too.
Absolutely.
I check it kind of probably twice a month.
I don't check it that much.
Yeah, I have one.
It's like a weird.
Like that's
Cool.
where I'm at in that.
Man,
Awesome.
that's really good.
Neat.
That's good.
That's
I never check it. It
good.
keeps on sending me emails like people.
I check
looked
mine
at your
pretty frequently. I check it probably once a week.
Yeah. Maybe I do a couple times a month. That's not, maybe once a month.
I get
I
message.
think mine still thinks I work at Halliburton.
You should change that.
Yeah, you should keep that updated. That's your work
Your
Facebook.
lifeline, bro.
Yeah. That's where you find new work.
Well, this is an episode. What we're gonna rename our roundtables. This is what we're gonna call episode 1 of the Stormwater Creek StormDrain.
The storm
Yes,
drain.
the storm drain.
Thank you,
Ronnie Bain.
thank you, Ronnie Bain. Because
the
I
best
mean-
inspiration ever.
StormDrain.
Storm
episode
Drain.
1.
that podcast is one of probably the few that I've listened to start to finish in a long time, and it was hilarious. You guys did a good job. You did good work, boys.
It's even. I know it's a good podcast, and I don't even. I mean, maybe I'm biased. I don't know. But I listened to it on my drive last week, and I was just like, "This is hilarious. We are funny people.
Yeah.
We have good guests.
We are funny.
It's funny.
We
I always
do.
try to put myself in the perspective of if I didn't know the idiots that are on this podcast, which is including myself, would I like this podcast? And I feel like I would, but I'm also extremely biased, so
Yeah.
it's really hard to put yourself into that. So if you could reach out to us and let us know what you think. We were talking about our reviews on iTunes earlier, and sorry about the Bose setup
From 2015.
from 2015 that we talked about. Probably,
Hey, whoever you are, get bent.
yeah, mentioned about bow setups and then talked about how bows have arrows, and that was probably the
Let
extent
me
of it all.
back this up a little bit. Don't get bent. But if you're looking at us for bow setup questions,
Yeah.
Godspeed. You got more problems than we can
Yeah.
handle.
I think you
I'll
should,
leave
think
that
they have
podcast.
hooked and arrows,
Oh
so-
my
when we
gosh.
when we do that one again, I'll talk about it.
you should be looking.
This is
yeah,
how
I don't know.
you do this, and then
You got to make sure your blinker fluid's topped off.
this stick goes here, and you got to make sure there's a pointy thing at the end.
But make sure it's not pointed at you.
Yeah, that's not the right way. And then you pull the thing back, and then you go. "Whoo."
Twang.
Oh my god.
Tastes like fruit. You're supposed to spit it out, but no way, Jose.
Oh,
Well, what's today? We're rolling toward the end of September here.
we're almost to the end of teal season. This is
Yeah.
the last weekend of teal season that
Yeah.
we're coming into the last weekend of teal season as this is being recorded. And
And it's already been.
So the beginning of the month, Abe, you were vacationing in
correct.
Grand Old Mexico,
Getting a hooker.
according to Ronnie Bain. What he
Dude,
said.
that was one of the funniest things. He was like, "What is he? What? Who vacations to Mexico? What is he getting a hooker?" Like, that's something somebody would say from Michigan. Totally, like,
Totally. Like, no,
Oh,
it's right here, buddy.
you know-
like, we're probably closer to Mexico than we are to Michigan.
oh, there's no doubt.
Oh, yeah, for
there's
sure.
no doubt.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier for
I
me
don't
to
know,
fly
Texas is pretty long.
for me to fly to. I mean, to go to Cancun is 2 hours and like 10, 15 minutes depending on the wind,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah, I bet Michigan's further than that.
I mean,
for sure is.
yeah.
All right. That's what's up.
This was
So so like Houston is like what? Houston is an hour, right?
I mean, kind of.
45 minutes.
Houston's closer than Amarillo, and Amarillo is a 45-minute flight. Most of it is accelerating
Yeah.
and then decelerating.
The shortest flight I was ever on was Abilene to Dallas.
Oh my! It's useless.
It was
Ugh.
fabulous.
I used to fly from DFW to Killeen to go to my grandma's in the summer. That was like a 30-minute flight.
Yeah, that is
Why?
definitely
Because
a
my
up and
mom
down.
worked for Sabre at the time, and we got free flights.
Sabre?
Sabre. They weren't a part of Dunder Mifflin at the time, or vice versa. But yeah, no, we used to do that in the summertime. We'd just fly down there. Grandma would pick us up at the little airport and hang out there for a month or two, and then come home. Planes
Dunder
are cool.
Mifflin and Sabre.
That
Remember
was
the song?
Sabre.
that was
Ooh.
probably one of those
Dunder Mifflin
like
and
the tiniest
Sabre.
of airplanes.
Jordan doesn't know.
Did
what
you
we're talking
walk
about.
out onto the tarmac to get onto that? You probably did, right? There was no jetway.
At the airport in Killeen for sure.
For sure.
But I think at DFW, no, we walked.
There was like
where
a
is the
jetway.
They,
terminal?
Yeah.
they had a jetway even though it was a puddle jumper.
Sure.
Like when I flew to Corpus to meet Jordan, when I drove to
When you
when
met
I
your soulmate
yeah
and you
my-
didn't get her contact information.
what?
Our grandma.
To have her on the podcast.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
The
You're right. I
Stormwater
was
Creek
like,
honorary grandma.
dude, that was
You failed.
a terrible mistake. I should have pulled my phone out and been like, "Can we do a little podcast here?"
Or just can we
Can
call
he
you
Can we have
someday?
your address to write you
Yeah.
letters?
Yeah,
I'd like to
we would
write-
totally do a Stormwater Creek
correspondent-
Storm Drain Pin Pal
Yeah.
episode
Dude,
every once a
just
month and
the-
read letters from Nana.
Nana from Alaska. Ugh, I miss her so much.
Them libertards are at it again.
Oh, I bet she was just a gem of a woman.
She was awesome.
I'm not being sarcastic at all.
I've had some really good luck with people on my like neighbors on an airplane. I've been on an airplane a lot lately, and I feel like it's total roll of the dice.
Always is.
Yeah,
You know what I hate?
Your single serving friend.
Children.
I'll tell you, the worst luck I had was on the way to Cancun. There were a couple kids that sat behind me, were a bit noisy, not too bad, but thankfully I had noise canceling headphones. So
They were breathing,
I was
and it
watching.
was terrible.
Yeah.
I really try to find the sympathy because I'm like, all right, those parents are stressed because they know everyone's like, oh,
Shut
these
that
people.
fucking thing
like,
up.
we should toss their whole family
Yeah.
off this airplane
Yeah.
in the sky.
in the air.
But
I'll give them my
what can they
flotation under
do?
the
These
plane. Yeah.
children are basically small drunk people.
Chitlins.
They're out of control.
Braley has not been in an airplane for that reason. Like the stress is thinking about like being that person because I hate it.
But here's my thing:
I
is
have
like
one of
your
them.
daughter is of age now, where
can
like
be like,
you could be
"Stop."
like,
Yeah, well, now.
shut your effing mouth, and she would be quiet. I don't understand. I'm flying to Cancun, Mexico, and there are people
With a
taking
2-year-old.
not even 2-year-olds taking kids that I feel like they just wiped off the guts from the mom, and then just we're like, we're going to Mexico.
My man.
Stitch me up and let's go. I got to get this bikini on and get back to Mexico. It's so gross. I'm just like, there's like a lot of them. It's not even like one person where you're like, what is this bitch's deal?
So the place we like to go in Cancun's nice.
Yeah,
There's a lot of Cancun that's just
horrible.
I mean, horrible to the extent of like anybody with $5 can go. So you're gonna get the people who are just trash.
I'm
And
super.
this sounds awful to say, but that's who's dragging their
Oh.
2-month-old children fresh out the womb.
But like Jesus Christ, how expensive
Don't
is
they
it?
make offspring
Ants?
sitters?
I mean, there's got to be something that can nurse
Kennels.
that thing.
Yeah,
A kennel.
A board?
Yeah.
Can you board them?
Yes.
I feel like you should be able to
Yes, you
board
can.
a child
That's our
like that.
Stormwater Creek investment opportunity.
Ooh.
I would love to see you
We
guys.
don't have to be involved.
Kinda.
No.
No, when you,
With just the money behind it,
Yeah.
I feel like there's way better opportunities that we don't have to.
You
associate.
We
use
make
some-
tens of dollars.
you pay cash to migrant
childcare is
workers to watch
expensive,
the
dude.
kids in
Yes,
the kennels.
exactly. We'll just go get us a couple from underneath that bridge down in
All
Del
the,
Rio.
all the Haitians that walked
Oh,
here from
God.
Haiti.
We were only like 2 hours from there,
Oh,
and I had no idea what was going on. And Nate mentioned it, and we were like, "Oh, let's put on the news." And I was like, oh shit, it looks like a goddamn music festival going on down there.
Coachella.
And they're all Haitians. They're not
Yeah.
even Mexicans. I was like, oh wow, this is insane shit. Like, it was pretty crazy.
I mean, it's quite. Scotty and I were talking about just the straight up end of the world.
That's the new podcast, friend.
Oh yeah, is that the name of the podcast? End of the World with Abe and Scotty.
End of the world with Abe and Scotty.
And the opening and closing song is.
Well, today I had a sandwich with Doritos.
As we know it.
Yes.
Brought to you by the letter Q. That's our sponsor. We've already got one. So get bent.
Count Chocula.
Count
Not
Chocula.
Count Chocula.
Count
just the
Chocula.
He
I
counts.
said Q.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
C.
not numbers. Yeah.
Let's
well,
count.
today this podcast is brought to you by the letter Q. C's in a couple
For
weeks.
quit talking, Abe.
we storm drained that one hard.
Yeah,
So
we did.
to rewind from Haitians Del Rio, beginning of the month, we podcast with Ronnie Bame. Abe was in Mexico, and we teal hunted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So us three hunted opening morning.
Smashed.
Jared
Talk
Jordan,
amongst yourselves.
and Austin.
Well, so we got up. It was pretty early.
Sun wasn't up
The
yet.
sun wasn't up yet. I tell you, hunting in
I tell
I tell you, buddy,
what.
hunting in pants and just a
Oh,
thin camo
that-
tech shirt, awesome,
With the bee's knees,
amazing.
the cat's meow.
Mm-hmm.
That
Just
first hunt was rad, man. Them birds were moving good. I remember the birds we were busting off the water.
Car
on the
ran
way
good.
out there. Holy shit! I hadn't seen that many birds before, I don't think. And then watching birds work in your spread, like they're big ducks. We couldn't shoot them, but still, just
Teal
wa-
were working.
Well, teal were working too, but I'm
Yeah.
just thinking like big ducks. Like we were talking about our blinding skills, like blinding in. It was
Concealment.
like, oh my god, dude, we've gotten way fucking better.
Yeah, that's a word.
No, our hiding skills.
Okay, cool.
Man, I mean, shooting birds is cool and hunting is cool, but working a group, watching a group burn in and having them cut back and work your spread and come in is the coolest part of it to me.
Yeah,
no
for sure.
question.
Do you guys think that the biggest contributing factor to your success on opening day was your concealment?
No, I think it's the biggest contributing factor to any duck hunt, period.
Okay.
Ducks aren't going to flare off decoys.
100%.
They're gonna flare
No,
off.
they didn't care at all. They're like, oh, buddies, and they were bombing right
And
in.
even if they didn't land, they would they're well within shooting
They're
range.
checking
to
it
come
out.
Just check it out and be like, I don't know, that looks weird, man. But they were close enough to be shot.
Yeah, like we worked our asses off that morning to make sure we were brushed in real good.
It was great.
And I mean,
That panel blind though is a game changer.
Yeah, panel
for
blind.
sure,
And we're using it better. Like we put it.
we've got a little
made-
more
we-
time with it.
Well, we
We're
made
understanding.
Yeah,
we recessed it into
Something.
Little
Some-
brush,
yeah.
little piece
we
of brush
found
tree
where
thing.
there was a little bit of a pocket, and then
Yeah.
we backed up in there and we
Cut
just,
it out a little bit. And
cut it
use
out a
all
little
those
bit, then put
branches
everything in front of us. And we also, instead of just putting it on the panel blind, we put some stuff like in front of
Add
it,
some
like a little
depth
bit
to
off
it.
to add a little bit of depth to it. And
Yeah.
it was like, we had ducks landing within feet from us. Like,
It was awesome.
I couldn't shoot anything, which was fine.
Hey,
it was
I
still
feel
fun to
ya.
be out there. The teal call is really easy to use, but
The high roller.
yeah, but
High
it
ro-
was,
high roller
but
was-
still like calling my ass off when we're seeing birds and you guys shooting birds. It's still fucking cool, man. It's watching birds. Like you said,
Super
watching them
fun,
work
man.
in.
It's awesome.
We sat there and I remember just freaking out. I'm like, dude, there's like 3 dozen mallards over there, dude. They don't even care that we're here. You know, I was
yeah,
freaking out.
we had birds covered up all over us. Like,
It was awesome.
It was so much fun.
It's just
I mean, shooting birds the best, like I said. But having birds work and having birds up close and having birds respond,
Those are
man,
all
I
bonuses.
just think it's so awesome.
Just
Agreed.
like we were talking about with Ron, like part of it is the thing of getting out and hey, we're gonna hang out in the blind with
The
my buddies for a
camaraderie.
few hours. You know, like we're just gonna hang out, laughing and making fun of Abe and just dicking around, smoking cigarettes. You know, like whatever, dude. Had a good time, and
Yep.
it's a bonus that birds are working in and like, oh hey, we kind of know what we're doing right now. Like birds are here, you know,
Baby steps. We get better every year.
for sure.
I was talking to one of my clients today. They're hunters, and we were talking about teal season. And I said we've just seen a ton of birds, and we've been on top of it. And it's that the concealment. I'm telling you, that's been our downfall in the past. Is we think we're kind of hiding next to these trees. We ain't.
Nope.
No way. And
That tree looks really wide at the bottom.
And then
That's
we're like,
weird.
yeah. But even that panel blind, we're using a tangle-free panel blind with these. They make a flip-down topper things. Just that extra 12 inches of depth that curves over, I think that makes a massive difference for putting us in a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the time I was standing up, just kind of looking over it, eyes right over the edge, and like, here they come, and I would just squat down 6 inches. No problem.
Yeah.
But we're just all hidden,
Yep.
kick them down, and start shooting.
That too. We talked about.
and we're a lot of the place we hunt. Like if you're in flooded timber and you're in the shadows,
Totally.
like kind of behind a tree, that's completely different. Yeah. But like
We're not.
These are open
we're on
mud
the
flats.
we're in an open mud flat
With
with shrub brush
hiding in a
around us
4-foot
basically and some
buckbrush.
reeds.
Yeah.
So like and you're right. Like having that panel blind to be able to blind yourself in like that.
100, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you
completely
can tell the
blind you.
difference.
We talked
And
about
then-
it too. I'm just super impressed. Also, like, and I'm even proud of myself. Like when it came to identifying birds.
Yep.
We did a great
Like
job.
none of us shot at big ducks at all. We would hold on. They're coming.
I might have pulled on one or two.
We're like, hold on. No, wait. No, watch the wings.
Big duck,
No,
big
that's
duck.
big duck, dude. And sure enough, they'd blast. It was mallards, pretty much all
Yep.
we saw, but they'd blast. Just zoom past us.
So let me ask you this question then. So when you are looking, are you really for you? And we'll start with Jared. Are you looking at the wings? What are you looking at to differentiate between a big duck and a teal?
Wings was my first go
Big
because
thing?
teals are just,
You can just tell that
they're
franticness.
season out. They're
Yeah.
them wings are fluttering and
Exactly.
and big mallards. Their flap wasn't as fast. And then of course, then you start looking at body and you're like, oh my god,
Wait,
that
that's not very
that
big.
thing is got a big white belly and looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I'm looking for that.
Well, but that's the thing.
No, who's
It's-
next? We're taking
What
turns
are
on this.
what are you looking at, Jordan?
So I mean, basically the same thing. Like the movement is teal have a little bit more erratic moving, almost like dove have that like
Bobbing and
yeah,
weaving.
like they almost don't know where they really want to go. Kind of like a crack fiend walking through
Yeah.
down the alley, like like
The crack fiend in the marsh.
Yeah, like and then you're looking at wings and obviously the color. If it's light enough to where you can start seeing the color, like you get a lot of white. You're looking more at a mallard or and that. And then later on in season, you're looking at the defined color of their whole body.
Yeah, you're catching that blue or that green speculum. What
Well,
are you
You're talking
looking
about later
for,
in the
Austin?
teal
No,
season?
Right, later in big duck, like with like
flies
Abe
and
was
dies.
showing.
Yeah, big duck season.
Right,
I give
but
two
Abe
shits.
was talking about the
You get a
the
pintail, then you
coloration.
start looking.
In the face.
Well, but like Abe's talking about the coloration in the face, and we didn't have any coloration in the face already. Like they
So
haven't
early.
reached that plumage yet.
Hmm.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you can't go off the. I thought sometimes I saw it, but I think it was more of my mind kind of made it that way because everything we shot, like you didn't
Yeah.
have your little white streaks in the face and
Nope.
all that.
Nope.
What are you looking for, Austin?
Movement. That
Movement.
darting and bobbing and weaving.
Yeah.
Because you catch 3 or 4 ducks way out. Like, oh, there they are over the trees.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, it could be mallards, it could
Yeah.
be teal, whatever. But the closer they get, the wing beats, and then that bobbing and jumping and
Mm-hmm.
being a kind of spaz. Mallards, they might drop some altitude, but teal
They have
like,
a pretty
just
they have
kind
a
of
pretty
like-
good flight pattern.
Yeah, they can't just drop and go right back up.
They're not
whereas-
turning left and right.
and
as
yeah,
much.
teal just
Yeah.
kind of like in any direction, just boom, 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 and we did have a handful of mallards land in our spread for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But when a group burns over, you can tell real quick when they're 10 yards out. Like, oh, that's a big duck.
Yeah.
Or once the sun's up makes a big difference too.
Oh, for sure.
Abe, you and I went out. That one big group of blue wing at the very end.
Yeah.
They burned through we were facing west. Or they burned through over our right shoulder, and 20 yards out, banked into the sun, and it was cool as shit.
Gorgeous.
You could see the blue on every wing, and then they cut back over our left shoulders. And we were one bird from limit, but I was like, man, all 3 of us, my uncle, my wife's uncle, my uncle and Brian went with us, and It was. I
He
wish
got
I
the-
was a photographer.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been on like right then.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would
Had
have
that
would have been
camera.
a poster I would have planted and put up here. Just
Yeah.
like it was a dozen.
15?
Yeah,
It was-
12, 15 blue
We counted
wings.
them as because they smoked through once and another group came through. We smoked our last bird, and
Just-
then that last
And
came
just
again.
This
right-
is
we
the
counted.
timeline, real quick. This is the hunt you guys just did this past.
Correct.
a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So
okay.
that would have been 2 weeks after a week and a half.
This is you've got a couple hunts under your belt
Yeah.
already. I think I've got 2.
You've got
with you.
2. Jordan's got 2. I've got 3. Abe's got 1. But man, it was picturesque. I mean, we've
was
been
gorgeous.
very blessed with a ton of birds up here this year.
It's
ton
been
of birds.
it's been really good.
Well,
Both hunts we've been like the second one was a little slower. We still shot a few. This last one, it was right after this cold front moved. I was like, I think it's gonna push some stragglers. It did. I mean, no joke. We saw 100+ birds.
yeah.
Just teal.
that second
mean,
hunt was
we
awesome.
were done by 8 o'clock.
We saw. I mean, you two did opening day with
Yeah.
me. Abe and I did this last hunt. Abe and I saw more birds than we
Yeah.
did opening day.
Yeah, I
which
remember
is
you saying that.
crazy.
And I thought that was insane.
Crazy.
I remember
It was
being-
constant once
it
they started
was-
flying. Like, oh, here they were bigger groups. We saw groups of 6, 8. These were groups of 2 dozen.
yeah.
Like
like
herd.
this TV show shit.
a
It was-
herd of teal.
I always have
100%.
I always have a trouble with, like, the more birds there is in a group, I have trouble picking the one out to shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's not like I'm looking for like which one's the biggest one, and nothing like that.
No.
Just
It's
being
just
like,
all bird.
where am I supposed to shoot?
Well, that's
at?
why it's fun being in
Just-
the middle when there's three
Yeah.
men in the blind because I'm like, okay, he's to my left. He's gonna shoot the birds to the left. He's to the right. He's gonna shoot to the right. All right. Am I gonna shoot at those? Is there one in the middle? Like I'm just gonna. All right, I'm
always-
shooting.
in the middle. I always pick the top one, especially if they're coming. If they've tried to decoy and are cut back out. Pick the top one because this bottom one will catch up to it.
Yep, that's
Fly
a good.
into
That's a. That
If
makes
you're on
sense.
the outside,
I
pick
just-
the furthest one out and then work in.
I've
'cause they're
gotten in
gonna
my
catch
head
up to you.
hard, and I mean, you guys know that first day, it was good hunting. You know, the birds were there. You guys did really well. I couldn't shoot shit. And then that next hunt that we went on, I was like, all right, I gotta get on my head. I'm gonna do it. Couldn't shoot shit. I'm like, all right,
Well-
I'm gonna try again this next weekend.
It's gonna be cool.
I gotta get on my head.
Yeah, it's. We talked about that on the Ronnie Bain podcast and it was the same thing. Even Austin, who was shooting the best out of us, you could tell when he really thought about it,
Made an effort to
made
aim.
an effort, and it was like a picturesque, like easy shot. But you overthink those easy shots. Like every single bird that I put down were ones off of like a hardcore bank, and I was almost to the point where like I don't know, boom, and it just went down because it's just like shooting a shotgun is all about how well your shotgun is placed where you're looking.
Yeah, it's
That
pointing,
makes
not
sense.
aiming.
Yeah, like maybe I didn't explain that very well, but in my brain it
I
works.
think that's a pretty good
Yeah, I mean,
way to look at it.
like, a rifle is aimed and a shotgun is pointed.
Yeah.
And if you can shoulder it right and the barrel lines up to where your eyes look, which would be your setup, which we just actually did with some of y'all's, you're going to nail birds.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing that I'm going to start implementing is I constantly think about, well, I need to go to the range. I need to go to the range. I need to go to the range. When I really don't need to.
You do.
Well, I mean,
but you don't need to
you
set
do.
up like, all right, pull.
But I
Like,
think
no.
I think
Well,
I think going to the
boom.
range is kind of
Boom.
like one of those things that's like you can go to the range and put together the fundamentals to get to pull the trigger, but I also think just sitting at your house
Yep.
and shouldering like we talked about and like what we did today.
Well, the range is fun, but also
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing to do just to get, yeah, we might have hunted with our shotguns multiple seasons and feel comfortable with them, but I think it's still good to like keep yourself comfortable and kind
Blow
of
off the
yeah.
dust.
and acquainted with it. Like
100%.
oh, okay, I remember how this thing shoots, and I remember how I act, and
Well,
I'm gonna.
Where
go
my
sh-
little like idiosyncrasies are with the way I aim and how I pull the
But-
trigger.
So
It's a $10
y'all are-
word
y'all-
right there, buddy.
y'all are super, both y'all are super right. And I think what Abe's trying to say is adding in not just like worrying about going to the range to practice.
Yeah.
Also practicing, like, in your living room, shouldering your shotgun, getting that, like we found out today, catching your shotgun while you're trying to shoulder it, and learning that muscle memory of getting that shotgun just up, and that, like, when you look down the rib of your shotgun, not making it look like an aircraft carrier or looking down a runway. If you can see your whole rib when you look down, you're off. So you're trying to get that, like, everything lined up where your eye is where your rib is.
I think it's less even seeing your rib, because it's a point, not an aim.
Right. No.
It's we were practicing in the backyard. Is look at something and shoulder, then move your head to see where your rib's at.
Right.
Because in theory, you should shoulder, and your rib and your gun, your rib should be flat, and your gun should be pointed at what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Because dropping and closing an eye and all, the rifleman tactics.
Right.
That's
doesn't
not
work.
Yeah, the shotgun just needs to be pointed in that direction.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like you shoulder it where you're looking at and see where you're pointed. Then you look at all the stuff that you're supposed to look at. Like, make sure your ribs flat. You're not seeing the whole thing, everything. So you're getting that muscle memory of. Then you don't have to think about it when you're in the blind or you go shoot clays. You're already, all that stuff is already there. Now it's just getting that feeling of blowing the dust off of it and being familiar with how your shotgun shoots. I still want to pattern my shotgun. I still never have done that. I've talked about it. I think we've talked about it 100 times on this podcast. But just
do it at least whenever you want.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I talk about it.
Do it.
Yeah.
I
stop talking about it and actually looking at it, because, like,
I did it a couple of years ago at a hunting spot you're not really supposed to do it at, but took a piece of cardboard, a couple shells.
Well, and, like,
I took the cardboard home back with me. I didn't make a mess. It went into the hunt that morning. Set it up against a fence that was there, a barbed wire fence, so it didn't break anything. Walked back, patterned it, and left.
Because I really feel like the shells I'm using right now for teal, like, I feel way more comfortable with the way they're shooting out of my shotgun. Of course, I don't have any science behind that.
You just have
That's what it is I was comfortable with those Rio number 2s, and that's why I shot those 3 teal last year, and I haven't shot shit this year. Those Rio number 2s are rad, though.
They killed a bunch of birds last year.
Yeah.
They're going to kill a bunch this year.
Yes, sir.
I smoked a bunch with 3-inch 2s on
3.5 inch.
Oh, did he take number 2s the other day?
Yeah. 3-inch.
I told the kid I was looking for.
That reminds
teal
me, I need to
shortage.
make sure to get
I was
my
looking for
ammo.
teal load. I went to Shields. I called beforehand and I was like, "Hey man, I'm looking. Like, I need to know if you've got anything that's I need. If you get 5s or 6s.
They got 5s in Bismuth.
At Shields.
I bought some yesterday for Jordan.
Oh,
and $35 a box.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was looking. There was one box of 4s, so I was like, "All right, cool. I'll buy these." All they had was number 2s, and then of course just a bunch of clay and target rounds.
Yesterday and then a few days ago when I was there twice this week. I had meetings in the colony.
Shields is awesome. BT Dubs
is awesome. They had a pile of rounds. Most of them were BB and 2.
So
which we've got plenty of.
That's what I told everybody.
I bought some 2 BB splits for our crane. No, I bought 2 4 splits just to try. One box, just $20 a round. Whatever. I'll be very careful with them, but I want to see just if should it matter? No, probably not. But they have a bunch of BB2 splits.
I saw those.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go buy 3 or 4 boxes for the crane hunt now and just have them.
Yeah.
They're $29 a box. But then it'll be done, and come the crane hunt, I won't be scrambling to find rounds. If I don't shoot them all, that's cool. I'll save them.
Well, I was talking about that coming this year. It's a little hindsight, but, like, right now with y'all talking about not being able to find ammo and stuff like that, like, I have a friend that he just has ammo of all kinds, and you can tell it's just like every now and then buy a box, and you have, what you normally shoot, just keep, like, including, like, target load, because, like, I have never thought in my head about looking ahead to buy shotgun ammo, like hunting ammo.
Yeah.
You know,
I do for my deer, like the 243. I've thought way ahead on that and bought stuff.
I've got
when
2
I
or 3
found it.
cases of 12 gauge target load. We've got our duck ammo.
I had a bunch.
I've got
even
a couple
before.
thousand
That was
rounds.
well, what I mean is just like
It
basic,
just
like
never was
like
a thing where you had to.
like,
It's always been like, I'm gonna go buy some, and I buy some.
well,
you know?
and like
Up
really
until
nice
now.
stuff. Like I can see the really nice stuff being gone, like your Rios and your heavies and your Kent Steel and stuff like that. But like right now, you can't even find any of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's so hard to find like number 5 or number 6 shot just in anything really. I mean, you're finding it now, but like you go to Academy right now and there is no shotgun ammo. There's some
Academy,
Dove.
I don't think is the place to be finding ammo right now. Shields had
sure.
it pretty locked down.
Shields had a full row of 223,
Yep.
5.56, 9mm.
But
I
even
got
Academy
there and I
had
was like, there's
tons of like
Yeah.
that kind of ammo.
Shields
Yeah.
have been cheaper too.
Shields is also is like, we don't have a limit. You can buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
So that's
I
fine.
think
I
Cabela's
think
just came
if-
out with the limit. I saw that on their website when I've been checking their website, and I mean, it's not like 2 boxes like it was, you know, at
At
Academy
Academy.
for a long time ago, but like that they just now said like basically you can buy a case per person or enough boxes to make a case. Was what they're at now.
I want to buy a big pile of 300 blackout. I've got
Yeah.
some left, but
Well, that's the kind of stuff that I'm always like I need to always.
I feel like I'm
buy.
pretty good on 223 right now.
I want to fill a closet up.
You saw mine. I'm not full, but I'm getting there.
Like
That
I
shelf.
legitimately want to fill our office closet up.
That
Be
shelf that I got's
like, we square.
make a chair to chill in.
Like
A
Game of
throne?
Thrones, a Game of Thrones
The
chair. of
only
ammo.
thing once we get through duck season, teal shells for next year is what I'll be looking for.
Yeah.
I think we should
But-
buy,
and-
just pool our money and buy like 3 cases of shells.
Right.
Oh, we should buy way more than that.
But that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Imagine you're good for like the next 5 seasons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
And
let's just
buy in bulk, brother.
let's all buy 4 cases.
And that's what I'm talking
Like yeah,
about. Like
it's gonna be
that's the stuff-
$500-$600, but then I don't buy shotgun shells again
Yeah.
for a decade.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
and that's what I was trying to get at. Like
Yeah.
I was trying to explain that. Like
It's the
I've
initial
never
investment.
thought of that until now, because usually like every other time I've ever hunted, especially with shotgun is the main thing I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like deer ammo or anything like that. I'm talking about just shotgun. Like I've always like, oh, there's an ammo shortage. I'm like, that sucks. And I've gone and been like, oh, what waterfowl ammo do I want? And buying it waterfowl ammo because no one buys that for, you know, the world's ending and stuff like that.
I don't think it's. I think it's primer shortage still.
Oh yeah,
think
but
it's
that's
logistics,
that's
the
not where
logistics.
that's not where my mind's at of,
Yeah.
of having a primer shortage. I've always just been like everybody's hoarding, you know, 223 and you know 9mm and their stuff for home defense and you know the world's ending prepper shit. You know, not
Not
because no one cares about
water.
no one cares about using waterfowl ammo. If the world's ending, they're like, oh, I need to hunt ducks, and I'd be like, I'm just gonna hunt with whatever shell I have
Yeah.
because there's not going to be a federal law that's going to be like you
Smoke
can't use lead.
Smoke a duck with a
Yeah.
dev load. Sounds like fun.
Whatever.
Green
Send it.
jacket, gold
Ship it.
jacket.
Ship it. So we got real off trail as usual. StormDrain.
Well, I mean, not really.
So we were talking
talking
about
about-
we were
kinda
talking
talking
about-
about hunts.
we
We
were
had
talking
opening
about
day,
teal.
then
Yeah.
we had a second hunt that was a little slower. We still shot birds though, and then Abe and I.
That brings us, y'all did a hunt this week.
I was super excited. I was at work, like when y'all started talking about it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
And it's funny because I went in again, like no expectations, just hoping like, all right, the
I
weather
didn't
pattern
bring a
makes
shotgun.
sense. Abe forgot a shotgun.
Yeah.
I want to hold that story quick, and I want to touch on this subject real quick.
Pause.
We want to talk about Abe Bullman here.
Edit in the intervention music.
I don't even know how it goes, so I'll
Google
figure
it.
it out. I'll Google it.
I don't know how it goes either. But
I don't
yeah.
either. I was just throwing that out there.
do do do. I don't know. That's what I imagine in my head.
Do you have early onset dementia or something? Are
Is
you
that
getting
Close Encounters of the
Alzheimer's?
Third Kind?
So just to so everybody who's
Explain
going, like, what the
yourself.
hell is going on here? So of late, I've had a real problem.
List
with,
them off. List it off, buddy. If you
uh,
can't, then I'm gonna let you. Probably forgot already.
It's gonna be emotional,
I'll,
but you
I'll
work
have
through it.
Austin
So
do
I
it.
have
through
I
it.
have opening day of teal season that I scheduled over with a trip to Mexico
Why did you do that?
because
You went off of last year's numbers.
Be honest.
No one's harping on you right now. We just want to know.
I just didn't think. I thought it was going to be the 14th. And
just say I didn't read the book.
I didn't read the book.
You went off of last year's numbers.
I went off last year's numbers and thought it was later. I thought teal season started a week later than it did this year, and my wife was like, "Hey, let's go this weekend," and I said, "Fine, that's great," because the weekend after that will be teal season, and I messed that up.
But you weren't wrong. It was teal season that next week, but still, you missed the opener.
I was off a week. And so then we had the opener of bow season, which has not even happened yet. That I've already said, hey, I've got to go down to my cousin's instead of going.
I have to go down.
Here's the deal.
Yeah,
we have the farm we talk about all the time. Me and Jordan don't have keys to the farm. Technically, we don't have permission to be out there, but we're with Austin and Abe normally, and the landowner knows us, so if we're out there, it's not a weird thing. But we just don't have keys to lock on the gate. You guys do. Austin and Abe do. So, deer opener this year, we talked about going out there.
We're all going.
It was a text. It was discussed. We were all going to go out there.
And Abe wanted everybody out there so we could all hang out together.
Yeah, I was actually.
And I said was probably going to be in Oklahoma, but I might make it. Might.
Austin wasn't sure because he was going to be in Oklahoma. Yeah. Totally understandable, because I think you did that last year too, and it's hey man, cool. We knew you did that last year. We talked about it. It's planned out. Then what happened, Abe?
I realized I had a prior commitment on the next weekend, and so I decided to stay in Dallas that weekend and go to my cousin's the weekend before that, which is the opening day of bow season. So,
which then forced Austin's hand to come.
No, I'll give him credit that. He did this. He adjusted plans, knowing he was throwing you for a wrench, throwing a wrench in your gears, throwing you for a loop. I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm. So I had to make a decision.
He didn't know. Did you think about it?
Oh, 100%.
Why didn't you put that on text? Like, hey man, here's the deal. You could have headed off this conversation with here's the deal, man. I know we're supposed to go to the farm. I ain't going. I'm going to your cousin's. And what is the event that is their couple shower for his wedding?
Correct.
Like you don't have to be vague about
totally
this.
Get it, and that's fine. I appreciate you. Going to be in town for it.
But you could have prefaced all this with, "Hey man, so I can make your couple shower, I'm going to go to my cousin's opening weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we can't go to the farm." But instead you said, I'm not going to be here.
You would have gotten a fist bump emoji had you said that.
Yeah, like everybody would have been like, all right, because you would have headed off.
That was the real reason, not in hindsight or anything. I was like, I'm going to my cousin's on the 9th. I'm hunting here on the 1st. And my wife goes, are you going to miss their couple shower? And I said, well, I'm going to go to the farm the 1st, and I'll stay here on the 9th now. That was my exact, and then I said, I'm going to have to send this message to them. And that's what I sent, and I probably could have put that better, but that was the reason.
You're tearing us apart.
You are. But it worked out. I'm not going to Oklahoma. I may not even hunt Oklahoma this year because of dog issues. So it's all good. Jared gets to hunt opening weekend. Mm-hmm. But you, as we said, it's not the fact that you couldn't make it.
We're your family, Abe.
Yeah. I know.
This is an intervention. You could have prefaced it with, hey man, here's the deal, and explain yourself, and people would have been like, all right, that makes sense. But instead you said, oh yeah, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, I know. I presented it wrong.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
And,
it's okay. It's okay.
But that was the reason why.
So you forgot that. That's the big one.
Yeah.
What's the other thing that happened?
Then I showed up to Austin's yesterday with no shotgun for a duck hunt.
Which your first duck hunt of the year?
Yeah.
Really good omen.
Which is
great,
awesome.
Great omen for the year.
Because Austin explained it he's like, what'd you forget? And you're like, I forgot my shotgun. And he's like, haha, cool, let's go.
We went to get in the truck.
He said, get your shotgun and get all the shit in the car. And I went, I forgot my fucking shotgun.
You said, oh shit. And I said, oh, that's cute. Because he'd been messing with me the night before about forgetting decoys, and I was angry.
And not coming.
Yeah, and
he's going to skip out.
I was about to be angry. Like, I was sitting on the couch, finishing dinner, drinking a beer.
Eating a beer
and drinking dinner. And I said to Lauren, I was like, I have to go in 30 minutes. She's like, where? I was like, Abe's. And I'm legitimately going to punch him in the throat. She goes, "You wouldn't do that," and I was like, "I don't think you understand my
No.
frustration right now."
There's no doubt if I would have canceled on you.
Because I called you at 4:30 p.m.
Then-
like we're still good, right? Because I was prepared to
and
come
that's
get
why
decoys.
when you said it again at like an hour later, I was like, "Oh, this is."
But do you based
No,
on
of course,
based on
of
everything that's
course.
happened?
Of course.
It's not even done though. There's
close.
more.
So then you get to the house, 5 o'clock, and that we're gonna roll out. And I said, "Yeah, throw your March chair in your gun on the boat, and let's go." I like go shut the garage or something,
I'm like,
and I walk back out, and you're like, "Nah, man, need to borrow a shotgun."
go inside and
I
get your other
said,
shotgun.
You're not kidding.
God.
No, man. Oh,
This. I didn't even.
Oh.
I wasn't even a part of it, and my heart rate's going up right now. Jesus Christ.
fine. Let me go get a shotgun. Luckily, there's spares floating around here, and that's cool.
Yeah.
It's no problem. No problem, buddy.
Y'all
But-
went out. Y'all shot
2-man limit.
I mean-
shot a pile of birds. That's good.
It was definitely one of those hunts.
If we would have had
You shoot
Four
the
of them.
So
870.
my uncle Ryan went. He didn't have a grapevine permit. He didn't hunt. He just wanted to go because he used to hunt grapevine years ago.
Yeah.
Kind of just wanted to see what it was like, I guess. Great. His third set of eyes was awesome. Helped set up. It was a good time. Everybody hang out in the blind, right?
Oh, yeah.
If he would have had a gun, even a fourth person,
no doubt.
four people, 4-man limit.
4-man limit.
No problem. No question.
It was
With,
just they
with
just
the way
didn't-
you're shooting, buddy, I'm sure it would have been.
Birds did not
Dude.
stop coming.
I don't know.
You
literally-
turned on.
We literally shot our. It was one of those things where it's like, last bird.
At
Nope,
7:20,
one bird.
we were like, all right.
Two
No,
birds,
about
two
7:30 because I had my
Yeah.
one man at 7:20.
Yeah.
7:15, 7:20, and then like, all right, and boom, 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 more birds. Like, oh my gosh. 7:45, we're like one more bird, and then it got
mean-
quiet. And it's like we can't, we cannot end this one bird short. And then they kick back on.
It was incredible. It just was one of those weird things where it was just like it would lull for 5 minutes, and you were just like, all right, well here we go. This is just gonna lull. We'll stop with our 6. Oh nope, there they are. Oh, there's 3. Oh, there's 2. Oh, we got one bird
I can't even
left.
imagine. Like, because I remember opening day, it was like we sat for quite a bit. Like the birds were moving for a while, and it was this is amazing. This is really awesome. And then to hear that it turned on even more, which makes sense with the cold push and everything. It's like,
Dude.
oh man,
We saw so we had our 2 men before 8 a.m. We set till what 10 on opening morning.
yeah, I think so.
By 8, we saw more birds than we did till 10 on opening morning.
Yep.
I kid you not.
I mean, we
that's
saw-
amazing.
Like
saw-
as we were picking up, Abe had 6 land 10 yards from him in the water while he's standing there with a decoy in his hand.
like
like,
picking shit
landed
up, like,
right here.
Are you fucking kidding
We
me?
had we had a group of 2 or 3 dozen burn 10 foot over our
Yeah,
heads
just
while we're
like
standing
they
there.
were taunting
I mean,
us.
Max in his kennel, I'm standing out there like jacking with a mojo, and,
Yeah.
and Ryan's picking up a blind. Like no, not even trying to hide.
Yeah.
We're done.
We're done.
And they're burning over us. And the spread we have set has been the exact same every time. 3 mojos, a group of 6 blue wing, 6 green wing, 2 jerk rigs.
And that's the other thing. The motion for
Oh,
the teal.
yeah.
The teal is.
That's
I also
another
think
thing
a ticket.
Yeah,
Totally.
Like concealment and motion and having each.
Yeah.
We set up.
We're using 2 dove mojos.
Yeah.
And you need to switch your jerk rig handle out.
You need to mind your business.
I'm telling you.
No, yours is way better.
So what? You forgot your shotgun. Y'all had a good hunt, anyways. It was a rad day.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you forget today?
Ducks.
So my garage fridge, where I age meat and stuff, it stays unplugged most of the year until hunting season. Is where we use it kind of hang ducks because my wife doesn't care and we can pluck them over here and make a mess and it's all good. Well, it kind of went out this week. I mean, you can find a new used fridge for $50 on Craigslist. It's not the end of the world by any means. But I think it's a capacitor. So I'm kind of down a rabbit hole because we've
Of
met,
course.
right? We've met.
Hey, that AC. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
I fixed our AC unit for $60,
Right.
And ordered replacement parts for another 100. So if it does it again, like all good. So I think,
I fixed my fridge twice and my deep
Yeah.
freeze once.
yeah. So
Man.
I may fiddle with it, but
I have
we
a
came
really
back
good
that day. I tested. I tried to plug it in again. Nothing happened. Abe said, "I'll take both. These 12 ducks home. That's cool." I said, "Make sure you bring them back Thursday." Not that I even want to pluck them, but I had the last couple hunts birds in my main fridge in the house. finished butchering those out. We ate some of them tonight. The rest are I'm gonna make teal in a jar this weekend. Like everything's butchered out. So I could put 6 more birds, sheet pan, bottom of our fridge.
Is that what that sausage was?
No.
No, that was deer.
I was like, what?
Thanks, Jesse.
So yeah, this is what Abe left
Which
all
is-
ducks at his
it
house.
was-
As long as your fridge doesn't freeze them.
The refrigerator that they're in won't freeze them.
I don't know. You said
Is
freezer
it,
for.
is it gonna keep temperature? Are we all good?
We're
Okay.
good. We're good. We're good.
And
And
I
I
don't-
mean, and the weird thing about today is the fact that I was like,
You get hammered at work. We know that.
I got hammered at work, and then I was done with work, and I was on the phone with you,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife threw me for the loop. She was like, "I'm gonna come over," and I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
I was like, come on.
Fine, come on over, but we got to go right now. And she's like, all right. And I was like, Austin, I got to go because I'm going to sort
And I
this.
just got home and he started
Yeah,
cooking.
I was like, I got to sort this out with my wife if she's going to come because I need to get her on the road. And then she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go. And then she starts talking. I was like, well, we're like, let's go. Like now, like log off and let's go. She's like, well, I have a call. I'm like, how long is the call or when does it start? She's like, well, it'll be like in 30 minutes. I was like, just take it from the car. And so I'm dealing with trying to get her out. And she's like, all right, I'm going to go. No, I'm not going to go. And then she's like, well, if you're going to go, can you just return some stuff for me? And I was like, all right, fine. Just show me what you need returned. I'll stop on the way and I'll do it. And I just was like, that messed me up. And I got into the,
It's okay. I don't need those birds.
no, they're fine.
I wasn't really going to pluck them today anyways.
And
we
no-
built a plucker,
yeah.
so everybody knows. Kind of a DIY setup here. It's pretty good. Got a drill. Got a foot switch off Amazon. Built a little wooden stand. I think we post one video.
We did.
We'll post
We
some
did.
more.
It was our very first. It was our very first video to ever be taken off of TikTok.
Taken off?
We hit the community standards guidelines video on TikTok. The same one that posted on Instagram that did nothing.
What were the
TikTok-
standards we broke?
TikTok took it down and was like, "Oh, you can't post this." On the way home-
Mutilation of animals.
I don't know what it was.
Oh man, I wish the general public knew where their food came from. But that's always the running joke,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Community guideline standards.
So
We hit it. We did it.
People-
yeah, I don't. I mean,
People
I'm,
like their butchering to be behind closed
Yeah.
doors.
I don't
Most
wanna
normal
see
people.
death.
They don't want to
see no evil, hear no
Yeah.
evil. I just want to.
Yep.
I just want to buy meat in cellophane.
Yep.
So-
Or at a drive-through
Why can't you just go to McDonald's and get your food?
where they don't kill
Go to the
animals.
grocery store like a human being. So those, I mean, I've been dropping the ball of late, but this is also the kind of the craziest freaking time of the year for me. And we're down a bunch of people at work, which is even worse. So
We're getting through it. We're making it happen. We're getting some shit down.
Yep.
That brings us to this next weekend.
So
What the
you
hell?
and Abe, you and Jordan got some business.
Some
we
business.
do. We're heading to South Louisiana, aren't we, Jordan?
Y'all drew a hunt.
Jordan drew a
Oh,
hunt,
Jordan
and
drew a
I'm
hunt.
so
Yeah, Jordan drew a hunt.
fortunate to be able to go with you. It's gonna be fun. We're going to the coast, man. Have you hunted ducks on the coast, Jordan?
Oh, I mean, I've tried to once down in Rockport when we went for the casting blast, but we did not
Oh.
see anything. So
That
that's
reminds me.
not-
I got a funny story about that. That
But
Dave told me.
let them finish.
Yeah.
No,
Where y'all going?
we are going to White Lake.
White Lake, Louisiana.
Mm.
White Lake.
What is that? Is that
Refuge.
east of St. Charles or of Lake Charles?
It is.
Yes.
It's,
East of Lake Charles?
Its closest location would
It's
be
real
Gaydon.
Yeah.
And we're not dropping spots, okay?
You got to
Because
draw this
You have
hunt.
to draw this hunt. You
Yeah.
cannot show up publicly.
If you're gonna go hunt Louisiana, figure it out. Good
And-
on you.
So, just to throw it out there, because I'm not the only one this happened to. Abe's had this happen. Jared's had this happen. If you are doing draw hunts, always keep an eye on your spam folder, because I got notification for this hunt in my spam folder, and it was after I looked. I got absolutely no message about not getting the hunt, and then just so happened to look in my spam folder, and it was like, hey, you drew White Lake. And I was like,
Neat.
neat. And then it was like, you have 3 days to send the rest of the money for the hunt, or your hunt is forfeit and we're going to pull someone else. And I looked at the date and I'm like, all right, good, I'm still in it. And I paid for it and boom, done. Got it. Nailed it. But Abe said that happened to him too on his elk hunt. It went to a spam folder. And then Jared, didn't yours
No, the guy called me yesterday because I drew
drew
in
second.
I drew
second.
second.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't first
My
draw.
bad. My bad.
But he called to let me know, and he alerted me. He's like, "Hey, check your spam folder."
That's
he's
where
like,
I got
"Your email's gonna be in your spam folder," and I was like, "Okay." And I kept him on the phone. This was yesterday, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, let me pull it up." And sure enough, it was in there, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And so I as soon as I got off the phone, that's when I text you guys. I was like, "Hey, and this one I can take 2 friends. It's cool." But then read further.
I can take 2 of my friends.
Read further, and you drew already, so you're not eligible to go as a guest.
Yeah.
And then neither is A because he's going as your guest.
You can literally go on this hunt only once. So
whoa, the stipulation is once a season.
right.
So we can put in.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
not
draw-
lifetime.
Which
Sorry.
we
Yeah.
should,
Yeah, it's not
'cause
lifetime.
it's not that far away. It's
No.
cool.
Cost $15.
We don't need to blow this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god.
Let's be cool. Be
It's,
cool.
for
It's a lottery.
Lake Tawakoni is the draw hunt for those of you listening.
No.
But
But it's
so,
cool. Yeah, I never
Abe
got a
Abe
draw.
and Jordan are running down this weekend, and Jared and I
I'm
are going to
excited
go
for
in
Boone.
Well,
January.
and we're that double dip it too
We are.
because we have a
so
the
the
guide y'all guys
yeah,
have
the
gone
same
with,
guide Abe and I hunted speckbellies with.
and we're gonna do this hunt on Saturday morning and then roll over to the guide's place, stay there, and then the next morning hunt again. So we'll double dip teal hunts this weekend, which
Y'all better come back with 12 birds apiece.
if I can shoot, man.
You can shoot.
I'm telling you, I think
If Abe can shoot.
if
Y'all better come back with 12 birds apiece.
All right. Dang. That
No
look
pressure,
you just
Jordan.
gave me was scary. You know, I get scared when people look at me
So-
like that.
I just want to motivate you.
I mean, I'll tell you, everything that I've heard from down there is
They've got to be covered. If
gangbusters.
here in North Texas we're covered up,
I'm trying to like not get my hopes up because I haven't been in this situation before, but like with what you're telling me, and in that spot in Louisiana,
it's
like,
rice fields.
Yeah,
I mean it's pure
that's
rice fields.
That,
I'll say this:
That's
in
teal. That's like
in
teal Mecca.
Beaumont, a friend I have in Houston, in Beaumont, opening day of teal, they shot a 9-man limit by 7:30.
Yeah.
9-man. That's 54 birds by 7:30 a.m.
It's one of those things
They
like
were hunting a rice field.
like the fun the fun thing
Wrap
about
your
hunting,
brain around that.
the fun thing about hunting is even if you hunt all your life in like certain places like where we normally hunt, you see like onesie twosies and like you're excited when you see a good morning where you have like big groups coming in and stuff like that. And then you go to a spot where like you're talking about like in a rice field where it's like just clouds of birds coming in. You're like,
Duck tornado.
oh yeah, like the duck tornado.
See,
where,
that's
where,
daunting
where,
to
where,
me.
Where you just like you don't even shoot. You just look and you're just like,
Oh my
like
God.
you were talking about earlier, like the banking picture where you see
Just
and
like,
you're
I
like,
kind of just want to
I-
watch.
I feel like I would be
just
just kind of like starstruck, like,
oh yeah.
oh shit, I have a shotgun here. Oh,
I need
Like
Like,
you
I
see
think-
one of those clouds of teal
Well-
come in, I might just be like, I'll wait on the next one. This is kind of cool.
well, and
Like
not
that Dr. Duck video of just I
and
don't know.
not being sappy, but like that's what most people don't understand when they're like, oh, you're a hunter, you just shoot birds, and all you care about is like
cool as
you know
shit.
mounts and horns and you know things that hang on your wall, trophies, all this stuff. But like, if you're a true hunter and you've been out at certain times during the day where like outside's happening in front of you, and you're just like, this is fucking rad. You know, I mean, just cool as shit.
It's awesome. It's gorgeous. It's cool.
It is great. I'm
That's
super-
that's what I'm more hoping for on this trip is to have that experience of like, yes, I want to shoot birds, I want to bring back 12 birds, but just being there and being like, this is
It's pretty cool.
Did you get all your birds butchered up already?
Yeah.
Last birds? What'd you do with them?
so
Freeze them whole?
no, I didn't freeze them all.
Breasted them?
Not breasted.
After all that plucking?
Yeah.
Why'd you breast them?
So Wit was not. My wife was not into a lot of the recipes just this time.
For whole
So
ducks.
I'm gonna do. I can't remember what it is. I've been the whole time I was looking through all my Hank Shaw books, my Afield, all that stuff. I found a couple recipes for like some awesome breast recipes of where you just
Yakitori. There's a good yakitori recipe in
Yeah.
the field.
yeah.
That one's good.
So there's a couple things like that, and I was like, I'm gonna go get a bunch of other birds. I have plenty of time to do. When he was like, Teal in the jar sounds more of like when it's super cold outside. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I wanted to eat these birds right now. Like, I want to make something. I'm Jones, like you were saying. The weather's cool. I'm not a big cooker. Most people that probably listen to the podcast know this, but I really want to try some stuff.
Now's your time to try.
I'm
Just do it.
gung ho. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gung
do
ho.
it.
I'm gung ho for this stuff. So like, I was just like, whatever I can cook that my wife and daughter will eat. I was like, whatever, And it's not like we sit in the backyard hand plucking these ducks. Like, I appreciate what you did,
Yeah, I ain't
plucking
sweating.
plucking these ducks with our new setup. But like, I would feel way worse if it was like we all set out,
Hey, I
hand plucked.
ended up breasting out 3 of them because
Yeah.
that one with the super bad pin feathers.
Yeah.
I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I ain't pulling tweezers out for this one.
Yeah,
And then there's another one that was real beat up, and that's what I put in the gumbo tonight.
yeah.
Hey guys, wanted to talk to you about one of our new partners, Cutting Edge Outfitters. They're one of North Texas's most premier outfitting organizations. They got over 50 years of hunting and guiding experience. These guys are awesome. Kyle and Danny can put you on a great hunt. They can put you up for the night in their magnificent lodge that they have. They are really good partners and supporters of the Stormwater Creek podcast, and we are super excited to have them on board and to partner with those guys moving forward. So make sure you tell them that when you book a hunt with them that you heard about them on the Stormwater Creek podcast, and check them out at cuttingedgeoutfitters.com.
And we're back.
Thanks for those wonderful words about our sponsors.
Check them out.
You sound like shit again.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here?
All right, guys, stand by for a second.
Did you replace the wrong batteries?
No, it worked just fine 2 seconds ago.
Did you bump it?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Is it
That's
turning
way
itself
too
down?
I don't know what the fuck
Is the
happened.
pad on?
Nope, pads on, not on. Check 1 2.
That's-
Check.
You
Check
weren't that
1 2.
loud beforehand.
Check 1
but-
2. Check 1 2. That's fine.
Am I gonna have to edit this one with GarageBand?
I got it.
And check levels.
How was the Ronnie Bain one? We were fine. We're good. I got this.
Yeah, but we didn't have this kind of issue.
Yeah, well, this is
Why
gonna
don't you
take
both
a little bit
take a
more
stab
time.
at it and we'll figure it out later?
Oh,
No,
challenge.
I still want to do my.
Bazinga.
I want to do the alone style hunting video. I'm not kidding. I really want to.
So what is this plan you want to do?
Let's finish up our conversation.
you're right.
ADD McGee.
I don't have ADD. My doctor said I have HD, and I have 80 of them.
That's cool.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We're gonna go outside and beat Abe with a sock full of quarters.
Outside.
Outside, catch me outside, bro.
How about that? So what were you talking about? Y'all going to Louisiana?
Yep.
Y'all gonna kill a bunch of birds. Jordan's gonna cook a bunch of birds.
Yes, sir.
Here's what you should make to start, in my opinion, because I read through my books in the last 2 days too. Make you. There's a red wine brine in a field. It's like brown sugar, salt, bottle of red wine. Make that. Brine up you 4, 5, 6 teal, and then roast them whole tangerines.
Right.
The whole bird?
Whole bird.
Do you have Duck Goose?
Yes.
Have you read in that?
Yes.
Because one of the ones I really want to make right off the bat is in that.
Which one?
That's why I said earlier is I don't remember what it's called. But
What
it's
is it?
It's a you basically just
What's it called?
cook the breast by themselves. What? you got me. Can you pull your phone? I thought you were talking about the book. You definitely got me. Nailed it.
He's very pleased with himself.
Yeah, I understand.
Anywho,
Maybe.
what's got going on?
Yeah. Basically, you just straight cook the breast by itself, and then there's a sauce that goes over it. It's just a simple, and Teal's perfect for that.
You're seeing a pile of teal breasts since they're the size of a quarter when
Yeah.
they're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good like my wife didn't. She's not gonna devour a bunch of meat, and neither does my daughter. They don't eat that much.
Peckish.
Yeah.
So yeah, we made some etouffee tonight.
That was delicious.
Yeah, it was
Used
really good.
3 or 4 teal from this last week.
And
then
did we ever
used-
guess what meats were in it?
He didn't eat
He
it.
didn't eat it.
Oh,
So.
he didn't.
It was Abe's elk heart. he brought me because I asked
Which
for
was
Wiggly Bits.
fantastic.
Yeah,
It
you
was
can't go
so
wrong with
good.
that. I was just like, there's like we were just saying. I had 8 little teal breasts, I guess it was. Yeah, because I kept 4 for Dude Teal and Jar this weekend. And I ended up breasting out 4 because they were busted or the pin feathers were just too much to deal with. So 4 little teal breasts, I was like, I need some more meat. So I started rummaging around the freezers, found some jalapeno garlic deer sausages that Jesse gave us. Jesse Hour, thanks buddy, shout out. Threw that on the grill and let it smoke while we were cooking. Delicious, that worked out good. And then just rooting around the freezer, found Abe's elk heart, and I was like, you know what? Today's the day.
Yeah.
Thawed it, cleaned it up real good, seared it with because I seared off the teal breast and seared off the heart, and then cubed it out and chucked it in there. Boom.
I was
Meat be meat.
when it went in there, I was like, okay, I'm really excited the fact that you put this in there, and there will be no way to know what I'm eating.
That's the beauty of gumbo and teal, man.
But the fact of the matter is that I could tell absolutely when I had a bite of teal versus heart. Heart is so good.
it is.
Yeah.
It's so freaking good.
It's rich,
I mean, but it's
Meaty.
not. But it's not.
offensive. By any
It's
means.
not like. It's not irony.
No, I will say 'cause
As long as you take care of it correctly.
I cut some pieces off right after I seared it when it was still bleeding.
Yeah.
It was because I like to taste like when I was making all those duck egg rolls last year. I just threw hard sears on all these duck breasts I did and then cut them off. So they're in the middle. They were raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the best duck I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, the longer you cook this duck, the more livery it gets.
Yep.
Yeah.
That bleeding ass duck with Cavender's Greek seasoning, you can get it Tom Thumb or Kroger. I forget. Google Cavender's Greek seasoning. That's it. That's the one. That's what I did the heart in today. That's what I did the duck breasts in today. Do that. Just use that. But I did a little piece of the heart. Like, all right. It wasn't gamey, but it was not whitetaily.
Yeah.
I want to say it was somewhere in between real beefy beef, like grass-fed beef, and whitetail. And whitetail flavor, which for lack of a better term, and I hate the term, but I don't have a better one,
I don't
gamey.
like it,
Yeah.
It was somewhere between whitetail gamey and
True meat.
real beefy beef.
Yeah.
Which I was 100% good with.
Yeah.
But that's where the flavor was. It was rich, but not unpalatable, not coating.
I'm hoping to bring you one here in about a month.
Bring me some Wiggly Bits. If somebody's packing you off that mountain, bring me the liver too.
Yeah.
Well, that and I'm going to be. There's no doubt I'm going to be in freezing ass cold temperature.
Ain't going bad.
I mean, like when I was
Caul fat too. If you get
oh
some caul fat.
well, like in
I'd love to
Oklahoma,
have some caul fat.
in Oklahoma, I had a lot of that set aside. But by the time I got through with everything,
Yeah,
I was
hot.
like, "This is weird." The caul fat got weird,
It does.
and I
It
was
gets
like,
slimy
"All
and
right,
slick."
I'm not going to bring this home." But the heart and the liver was a goner by the time it
good.
was. Yeah.
So we ate the heart, and that's good.
Yeah.
Man, and we've talked about this recently. The duck camp dinners videos down on YouTube,
Which are awesome. I finally watched those.
and
They're good.
They're really good.
I really enjoyed it.
They've got a cast of characters on that thing.
They're Louisiana Stormwater Creek,
There's no doubt.
and then the Pardon My Plate where they did coot. Both those. You know, I've
Yeah.
got a pile of coot in the
Poodoo?
free. Yeah,
Poodoo.
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 From the Richland Chambers hunt 2 years ago, because I shot my limit one morning. The coot were everywhere. I was sitting on the bank in some reeds, and Jared, from me to you right now, which is about 10 feet, 6, 8, 10 feet, the coot were walking up on the grass.
Yeah.
So I just started blasting them. I did.
What else you gonna do?
And so we got them back, and we started staring at them like, these are weird.
Yeah. Those
And they
feet.
are.
Yeah, the feet, and because they're not ducks. They're more closer to snipe and rail and all that.
They're rail.
Yeah, so we cleaned them, and I've got them, and I said I'm gonna make gumbo. And now after seeing this, I'm very excited to make gumbo. So the plan is for all that pool
Opening
do
day of
is when we all come over here for opening night, we're eating some pool do gumbo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Did you put it in your calendar, Abe?
100%.
He doesn't
Okay.
look at that.
100%.
It's true, he doesn't.
Yeah, it's this opening quote
Teal's been
opening
awesome.
duck. This teal season, man, it's far and beyond. There's no candle to be held to it. Best teal season I've ever had. And we got a couple days left. I want to shoot 12 plus more birds. see about tomorrow. I was gonna hunt this morning, but I was sleepy, and I didn't want to burn myself out for the weekend.
So yeah, I'm hunting Saturday with you. That's what I got.
Yes, sir. Maybe Sunday.
Maybe.
Sure. Yeah. He's into it.
I
But
don't-
anywho,
I bought a box of Trick cereal that's at home, and I really want to eat it. So,
You can bring it over.
but it's at my
I'll buy
house.
you milk.
Tricks aren't just for kids anymore, people. In case you didn't
Cinnamon
know.
Toast Crunch, it trumps everything.
Yeah.
Period. No question.
CTC's pretty good.
But yeah, this weekend I want you to pile more teal. I got some recipes I want to make.
It's Halloween
it's
time.
been-
They have
it's
the Halloween
real-
season.
This has been one of the like I'm always pumped for season, but this has been the
It flipped
most
on
pumped.
quick.
Yeah, like I am just like in this. Like, I'm ready for everything.
Yeah,
When
I haven't
we
asked
started-
about pigs at the farm lately because I don't give a shit. Like,
With starting
who cares?
I started to paint the boat late. We got it done.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I did, but I was like, we'll get through teal season.
All the guys at work were like, really? Like I showed them pictures of us still putting the boat together, like
The
that
morning
night.
of.
No night.
Yeah.
Shot a limit for 8 o'clock next morning.
Yeah.
Boom.
You
And
did.
when Abe and I'll say this too to you
We have
two
to
who
paint the
weren't
boat every. Like, that's tradition now. We have to
paint the boat every year.
We have to
We'll have
paint the
to-
boat every
We
year.
can repaint my boat next year.
Your boat will be easy.
You'll be
Maybe-
having a new boat
Maybe
by next
I'm
year,
gonna have a
buddy.
new boat next year.
Yeah.
I'm putting all this work in. I forgot all this shit. Better go to Good Fucking Fortune.
You got
So-
this. But what I was gonna say, me and Abe, that you two don't know. You know, I went and ditched the boat in that little spot. It's so dry. I wasn't putting the work in. Where we parked the boat for opening day, I left it there, and we just hunted.
I mean,
Like I walked over there, I was like,
I was on the right
No, I'm
side
not
of the
moving
blind,
this.
and I looked over, and there were, like, I was like, the boat is.
he was like, "There's a boat," and I was like, "That's our boat." He was, "You to move it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just turned it around."
No, like, literally, we pulled up, and he just drug it up. Just, like,
Yeah,
took a
like-
right turn and drug it up. And then there were birds just landing 5 feet off the motor.
I had a little like fleece
pull-
camo
yeah.
jacket on. I threw it over the big spotlights so they weren't shiny, and said, "Nah, we're done here."
And that's the other thing about.
That's funny to hear that you decided to do that.
I don't think you like the mud.
It
is
is.
unexplainable.
Like,
The
it's
fact
a.
that we got stuff done, and then I
But
got back to the boat, and I was like, I can't do it."
I get that, but I'm with him.
Like, I
where
know
that-
you.
that-
I,
like even understanding 100%.
We're talking about how cold nature our buddy Austin is.
I mean,
yeah,
was
like-
this
I
I
like
was sweating my ass off by that point.
Oh my God!
was this
I
like
mean,
Meredith mud that y'all saw last year?
Meredith mud was pleasant compared
yeah.
to this.
Yeah, and I get all that, but like your decision of that of like, fuck it, is weird to me.
That's how bad the mud was.
It was.
Like when
There
Abe
was-
said you weren't mad at him earlier for not bringing the ducks, I was like, "What's going on here? Are you now?
Do
We
we
need to
need
talk
to
to
have an
you,
intervention?
dude. What's going
Okay,
on,
what's
man?
going on?
Why are you so happy?
He shot a
How
bunch
many-
of.
how
he
many
shot
limits
2
have you gotten
limits,
this year?
2.
No,
I shot 18 birds.
yeah.
And boom goes the dynamite.
I'm real happy with that.
Yeah.
So-
dude, this season's like already.
It's been awesome. Yeah. When I showed up to that hunt, when I showed up in the morning, I showed up because I was like, I'm doing the fishing pants with
Find 'em.
with the wader boots. And I showed up and they were in waders, and I was like, "Should I have brought waders?" He was like, "It's cold, man." I was like, "It's not." I mean,
We're different people, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "It's not that bad." The only time I got cold was on the way in.
I saw
driving
you
in the
been
boat.
over out here.
I was like,
"He's
"Oh,
cold."
this is not fun." And I was like, "Okay."
It was chilly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you're moving on the water, it gets a little chilly.
I thought of y'all on my way into work. Like I was driving to work while y'all guys were probably driving to the duck spot.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I was like, I looked at my temperature and I was like, yeah, I would have busted my jacket out. It's cold.
I walked outside. I threw on some shorts and my long sleeve camo thing, tech material thing we've been hunting in, and walked outside with coffee. Like, start loading the boat, get everything together, get hooked up, and then I'm sitting on a bucket in the garage, and him and Ryan pull up, and I was kind of making up my mind at that point.
Like,
And
what am I
thought-
gonna wear here?
That's when I decided, like, listen, I'd rather be sweaty than cold.
Yep. And
Like,
I'm
I
with
hate
you on
being
that.
cold.
I was fine as soon.
I've been
the,
wearing
the
my
ride
hoodie.
in
Yeah.
sucked. I was cold, and I was like, okay, as long as the water, because I'd gotten in the water
You got
to
50, yeah.
launch the
You got
boat, and I was
15
like,
minutes, you'll be fine.
not to mention there's no way that cold front drops the water temperature
Oh,
below
no.
bath water.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'm fine with
got a
getting
month
wet.
still.
Yeah. And so on the way, like I had gotten in the water to launch the boat.
For sure.
And then got cold on the way out. Then we got there, and I
Immediately.
immediately like stepped off the boat, walked, and was like, I'm good. And then I was fine the rest of the day. And it was you guys are not kidding.
Teal season, wading boots and pants or shorts.
Wading
is
pants
the way
and
to
the
go.
and the fishing pants.
I'm
was-
probably
gonna
never unless it freezes for till season
Yeah.
one time, like which is not gonna happen.
Well, that's why it
But,
kind of-
I'm gonna be
It
doing
excites
this.
I'm
me
gonna get
about-
me some camouflage duck camp swimsuit and just wear that
Yeah.
in wading boots for Teal season next
My
year.
only reason that I'm not
I
so
do get better wading boots.
No.
like I'm not happy about the shorts is because of the mosquitoes.
The joke next year is you guys need to get camo leggings.
Okay. In
Camo,
It'll be like
Jeggings?
shitty
no
armo.
camo speedos.
Speedos.
I
Boy,
mean,
you're gonna get chewed
I
by
have one of
mosquitoes.
those.
You
They don't bite me.
Just paint yourself.
bite
and-
me.
paint yourself.
That's why I have
dude.
AIDS leg.
You
Still.
consistently.
For this been a year, man.
I'm an itcher.
I'm worried about you.
We worry about
Yeah, I already,
you.
I already,
Worried about you.
have a camo speedo. So
That's interesting. A lot of
course
lot of
you do.
information.
What do you
Lot of
mean?
information.
I was a swimmer and a diver in high school.
I know, but still.
Your junk's only comfortable in the banana hammock, huh?
So we're said to get whitey tighties for Abe, but really you need them.
We could get some whitey tighties and just dye them.
I'm not
Boom.
wearing whitey tighties.
Dude, come on, wear whitey
No.
tighties. Come
No.
on, man. My birthday is on Monday, dude. Wear whitey tighties.
It has to have like
At Bulls.
one spot ripped
I want
out.
to see what
where
Bull
it's-
has to say about it.
I'm not wearing whitey tighties in front of Bull.
From
right?
what?
You know what Bull's favorite show is?
Uh-uh.
Ridiculousness.
Oh yeah. I would
I'm
have guessed that one, but
like-
we were all kind of
Half
we got up and hunted. We all took a nap because we gotten drunk the night before, and we get up and we're having a couple more drinks. And we want to wander in the living room. 'cause
Talking about
it's
the Rob Dyrdek show?
Yes.
Yes.
We walk in and Bull's like, "Man, I love this show," and we all sat there and drank beer and watched Ridiculousness for like 3 hours.
and just were like, I was more fascinated
how much
like,
he Funny, my
less
fa-
with the TV
my
show and
father-in-law
more
loves
that
that
he was
show.
watching that.
he loved it.
Here's the
I
deal.
don't mind it, I guess.
Half of my excitement for this weekend
It's for
is to experience.
You're his
let
child.
Jordan experience Bull.
You're Bull's child.
Like I
Is he
can't
not?
wait. You're gonna be like,
Dad?
Dad, 100%.
I'm gonna call my dad and be like, Dad, was there a point where
Or
like
did-
Mom went to Louisiana without
Like,
you?
did she spend some time in Gaydon?
All his stories are weird, crazy stories about.
We'll
just
get yelled at.
Squirrely business.
We're
He's
gonna
like,
get yelled at twice, maybe 3 times.
Abe put on his
in a day.
sunglasses, and he's like, "Take them off! Take those off! They're too shiny. They can see those. God damn it!"
It was like 11 o'clock. The sun was up over the top of us, and I put sunglasses on, and he was just
Lost
lost
his
his shit.
It's amazing.
I'm not helping my dick out.
Wow.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
Well,
Well, guess
we're
done
never
here.
going back there.
Well, guys,
Oh.
again, we really want to thank you for joining us on
Two people are looking for new podcasts.
on the
biggest
inaugural
thing, the biggest thing
StormDrain.
is Jordan meeting Bull and Jordan seeing the duck plucking place.
How much did we pay for geese?
I think it was $5.
So
a bird.
ducks got
Three-
ducks got to be $2 a bird. Pay it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we've
know.
already
I've
agreed.
already.
Take every
We-
penny.
Yeah.
Take every duck there.
Yeah.
We have
All-
a plan. So when
Save
we
your
leave
White Lake ducks.
when we leave White Lake, we're
Yep.
gonna go get some food. We're gonna go drop birds
Boudin,
off.
You mean?
Boudin, just a
Boo
food.
down!
Boudin. We're gonna get a lot of food. We're gonna drive. We're gonna drop birds off so that they have
Get
less
ahead of
to
the game.
do.
'Cause
Yeah.
they do wax plucking, so
Yeah.
they are clean
Oh.
as a whistle.
So then
I
what
mean,
we're gonna
they look
do?
like grocery store birds.
Our plan is to then come back from our hunt on Sunday morning, drop the birds off, probably go into town, have breakfast, come back, pick up birds, hit the road. I think that's our tentative Saturday and Sunday plan. So I'm quite excited.
It's gonna take a couple hours to do birds.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm just saying.
we figured
It's worth it to me for sure. Every penny.
When the birds are done, we'll leave. I mean,
And they give you. I mean, obviously they give you enough for identification of species, but they give you gizzards and hearts and all that. I mean, it's what's up.
I want them gizzards and hearts.
I'm gonna confit all my geese gizzards that I kept.
I'm excited
I'm
about.
interested in comfy.
I think it's going to be fun, and then in January, it'll be fun to go back down again.
Mhm.
And
That's gonna be an epic weekend, dude.
I mean, like I said, for you guys,
Saturday lease.
so it's $75 just to stay at Bulls Camp. That's it. So if you just stay at Bulls Camp, you're going to pay the same price that you would pay for a hotel. So,
Anybody feeds you.
but he feeds you, that night, and we're gonna hunt, and y'all go do your thing. Because Gaydon from the White Lake from there is, I think,
Well,
20
so I
minutes.
mapped it out already, and so that's why the plan is that Friday burn out
$75
after
a
work.
piece or total?
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, because that math.
We burn out after work Friday. We're gonna go to the lease in Jefferson. We're gonna hang out there, do hood rat shit,
Saturday morning hunt or not.
hunt or not, then leave
Try to
at
get
some
him a wood
point.
duck if he needs. We'll shoot a wood duck Drake. You do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I want a hen.
Do you?
He needs a hen now.
All right.
Um,
All right. All right.
Add to my mount.
I'm gonna get Mo to show me where we want to build a blind, and we'll start talking about that. But continue.
show.
Where we hunted with Dan
That's
is my. I think that's a great
That
spot.
water level moves a lot. Let's finish this. Continue,
Okay.
Joe.
say I don't even know where you guys hunted, but I'm sure Mo's spot is not that spot.
No, most spots on the other side.
Yeah. So yeah, we go down there. First we get the hydro. then we get the crown, whatever they say, and waiting. God, what a good movie. So yeah, Saturday we'll dig around. We'll end up hitting White Lake at some time, and then Sunday we'll hunt with Bull. Then Monday we'll hunt with Bull, and then Tuesday we do White Lake, and then we come home.
So I have 3 days of ducks.
Maybe 4.
I mean, the only
You
reason.
can only have 3 days on hand.
So
So we'll leave.
we have a plan.
We got a plan.
Plan.
We'll eat all of our ducks that we shoot at the lease.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
We'll leave them
Good
at the freezer
dinner.
there.
Good dinner that night. and
Yeah.
Yep.
Shoot a bunch of Louisiana ducks.
Faux show.
Exactly. It'll be a lot of fun.
For shizzle.
I'd like to thank everybody for listening to this week's episode of Stormwater
Are we
Creek
done?
Podcast.
Yeah.
We
I
didn't
mean, if
talk
you're-
about our shotguns.
Let's talk about our shotguns. Fuck me. What do I know? I've got mush brain. I think I have early onset dementia.
Again, want to thank you guys for joining us this week on StormDrain Podcast.
No, this is,
Storm
we
Drain.
put in some work tonight to get y'all set up.
We did.
Here.
You did.
You have to do the count
you
off.
Did. You did.
Actually, the StormDrain Podcast, we have to do like the punk rock count off, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then StormDrain.
We need to find a song for Storm Drain Enders that are punk rock songs.
Just I mean, we can record one.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
sure we can make that.
But anyway,
Give me a drum set. I can
What
do
do we
this.
do to shotguns tonight?
Well, I've been shooting poorly and didn't even realize that my shotgun came with shims. I just was like, oh, a shotgun. Oh, I can change the
That is
choke.
neat.
I can change the chokes on this thing. There's different chokes. Oh wow. I tried that already though. I did loosen my choke up a little bit for that second hunt, and still just didn't really shoot that great. And I'm just totally in my head about it. Whatever. But
Chokes aren't
we were
there.
doing the eye test in the backyard, and I was seeing that. I was like, oh man, I'm like to the right quite a bit, and so we shimmed it. And
What's the eye test?
the eye test, the way I was doing it,
so proud of Jordan. Right
probably,
now.
probably wasn't doing it right.
So proud.
Maybe wasn't. Look at a spot, and
You're doing it
then
right.
I closed my eyes, and then I pulled up my shotgun, and then I opened my eyes, and then I moved my head to see where my barrel or like my sight
rib.
on the front was pointed at, to see if I was on point.
Yeah, that's right. You find a spot, something like we're using one of the floodlights in the back of the house or a stack on the roof or something.
Children walking in the neighborhood.
You stare.
It's even better when you do that.
Oh wait, hold on.
You
We didn't do
stare
that.
at it. You close your eyes. You shoulder your gun just like you would to shoot, and you open your eyes. And you don't move the gun. You move your head to see where your rib is, to see where the gun is pointed, to a flat rib. That's where you.
Pull your microphone back up.
Did I bump it?
Yeah.
I talk with my hands.
Mr.
Guys, I want to
Hand
welcome
Tucker
back Austin Brown to the
Yeah.
podcast.
Well, hello.
That's the exact reason we moved to headphones.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm retarded. So my pants aren't even zipped. I'm spilling beer and
Everyone
but
in this
anywho.
podcast is a mess.
Anywho,
People,
so
come on.
yeah, it shows you where you shoulder your gun naturally, and as we've reiterated 100 times already in this podcast, you point your shotgun, you don't aim your shotgun. Prime example: we had birds fly through last couple days when Abe and I were hunting.
We could have been done with the limit at 7 o'clock in the morning, I think,
could
if
shoot.
I could shoot.
I mean, I doubled up on them one day,
Yeah.
at one point, which I don't double up on ducks often, if ever. Like, boom, oh, dead duck. Boom, oh, dead duck. That's
Yeah.
neat.
It took me
I
a-
shoot lefty. I shim recently. I mean, to add to this conversation, I re-shim my shotgun to lefty and started, doing some eye tests and pulls. And it seemed like, oh, this is really on. And the 3 hunts we've had, I've smoked some birds.
And I think that's why, going back to what I was talking about at the very first of the podcast, I think that's why it's more important to do that than it is to go shoot. Because, I mean, obviously shooting's great, but I think the most important thing,
It's the combination of both of them, but you definitely have
if you
to
can't do the
adjust your
movement
shot-
repeatedly,
You need to adjust your shotgun and get used to
Yeah.
shouldering it, but you still need to shoot your shotgun.
Yeah.
It's all important.
I mean, it's the same
But
reason
just
you
going
shoot
to
your
shoot
bow
your
all the
shot-
time, right?
Well,
You
just
get that
go-
same anchor point. You get the same consistent
Yeah,
movement.
I'm and
Yeah.
with all things of the sort, there's a mental confidence factor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, I don't know. Rifles to me are just if
It's
you
a
know your
precision
dope.
tool.
It's a precision tool. If you know your dopes, if you're shooting 100 yards at a feeder, it doesn't matter. That's nothing. That's
No.
right in front of you. Dial your rifle in. Shotguns is a mental confidence factor. You have to be like, all right, this works. And
I'm
your
gonna
bow,
point
your
at that thing and
bows
shoot that
are-
thing.
Bows are the 2nd degree of confidence.
Yeah.
When I had my bow debacle, and I was just like, I don't know about this bow, and like every time you draw, like I don't know about this bow. That's a bad situation.
Yeah.
I shot this bow a bunch. I can go ahead and I can go run some arrows through this bow right now, and I'm confident in it.
You can go arrow and animal.
I mean, that's why, like even
Arrow.
Scotty and I went out and just did a little set up our saddles and shot bows out of them from a tree. And
Did you record a podcast?
in the most, well, I mean, episode 1 of the Scotty and Abe podcast.
That's
Check it out on iTunes, coming soon. It was just one of those things where it's like, even out of the most uncomfortable position, like I'm pretty confident with my bow that I just don't, like, granted, I'm not like under a dime, but I shot under a softball,
which is
plenty for me, and so I'm like, I'm hanging out backwards off of that thing, off of a tree that was hanging at a, odd ass angle, and just planted 3 arrows within a softball, and I was like, I'm good here. I mean, it's just like,
I know we were talking like with the AR. Like we went out to the farm and I didn't shoot. Like I was trying to shoot at those animals that were on the feeder and I didn't, and I got really. The only term I can come up with self-conscious about it. I was like, man, I don't think I sighted this thing in right, and I remember sighting it in, and I was like, I think I did all right. And I need to take it to the lease, dude. I need to make sure we need to sight this thing in. And then I went and sat in the blind.
Yeah, and I was like, just go sit.
I went and sat in the blind. Pig comes in. Didn't press record because I got excited.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there and just, oh, okay, it's sighted in. That
So,
pig's dead.
yeah,
Like, all right, cool. Like getting the confidence
Yeah.
back. So like now that I'm like, okay, it's fine.
Like my 308 that Abe took on his elk hunt hasn't been shot since. I'm very confident it's 100% fine. It's a nice optic on there.
I mean,
I'm very confident in the rifle. But before deer season, I'm going to go put 3 rounds through it.
A bold claim here, I guess. I shot your gun no times before that hunt. But I knew that, by God, this thing is going to be
I handled it.
fine.
Yeah.
If I just, and it was one of those weird things where I was at all not concerned with shooting that elk. I was just, okay, I had I was self-filming, so it's all there's all that
A
whole
mess going
aspect
on.
of just trying to self-film. So I was on the spotting scope, which I didn't even need to see her. I was up on binoculars by that point, but I had my phone set up. I've got the spotting scope on her. I scooted over. I got myself set up slow and steady, which is to me one of the biggest things I feel like I've learned over this learning experience of hunting was just steady, slow, steady, slow, steady. Whatever I'm doing, as long as I'm doing it slow and steady, I'm going to be okay. And I just moved over, got myself anchored, boom. And that was it. It was, I was like, oh, she got out of, she ran off. Oh, but I looked up off the scope, and she had turned and died. So she had come out of my scope, but was just right there. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this is done. And then the hardest part of that whole thing was finding my backpack again. Onyx is great. It ain't that precise.
No, we learned that with trail camera in
Yep.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
We saw a bunch of elk sign, threw up a camera, and we'd find the next day, like, this thing doesn't exist.
I'm on the X.
Yeah. And
That
then
I
you'd
dropped
stand
when
there
I
and
was
all of a sudden
standing at the
on
thing.
On the screen, the X would shift a little bit.
Yeah. No.
Are you kidding me?
I
You found it,
I
obviously.
wandered around for 30 minutes trying to find a backpack that was brown on a brown hill,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, ah.
Pro tip next time, orange flagging tape.
Yep. Orange flagging tape. Enough for a little flicker.
Little
in the
flicker,
wind.
just a little
Just
movement.
See it. But, yeah, I mean, I made sure that rifle was dead nuts for you. And I'm going to do the same for deer season this year. And so that way when I go to shoot it, I know the only factor then is me.
Yeah.
And I know how to shoot.
I
So
wish you were coming on the elk hunt.
next year. Especially with all the dog stuff this year.
Yeah, no, I know.
My goal this year was to,
I would like.
in the spring, I really wanted to go to Mexico and
Yeah.
shoot full plumage ruddies and cinnamon teal. Because you can do it for about the same price as the beloved, and your spouse can go with you and stay at the resort for like $500 more.
Oh, hey. Slam piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, be respectful, bro.
So. It's
Yo
perfect.
ho can go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. So you get up, you go hunt, you're back by noon. They're chilling. You spend the rest of the day hanging out. 2 or 3 days of hunting, you come back, done, man.
I know.
I'm not saying it's not on the table this year, but it's with all the dog stuff, it's probably not on the table. But that's a full plumage, big old blue-billed ruddy, and a cinnamon teal on the wall.
Cinnamon
Blue
teal.
wings
Yeah.
winter down there too, so they'd be full plumage. I'd finish my teal collection down there.
So,
Totally.
is next year, if I proposed a Stormwater Creek elk hunt, totally off the table?
No.
What about you two?
I mean, no.
I want to go hunt a panda bear.
Gosh.
I like how
I want to hunt an endangered
there was
species.
no
like
doubt
a
when I
baldino
asked him
or a
that
panda.
question and he went around the table, the fucking,
Yeah,
when
you
you
saw
pull
it, you saw it?
the lever on a slot machine and the Rolodex of
That's what it
animals
landed on for sure.
that was just 100%
Like,
going
what-
on in his
what was
brain.
the most ridiculous thing?
Zebra, giraffe, lion,
Yeah.
bear, panda bear,
Yeah, panda bear.
penguin.
Sure. I keep saying it, and you guys are. You always tell me, you're like, dude, just go for it, whatever. And I'm like, no, dude, like, I'm still, like, this is going to be my second deer season ever. Like,
Here's the deal, though. You gotta just
all the
do
same.
it. It's all the same. You're shooting a big-ass ungulate.
It's so weird, because, like, today, talking to Chris...
the biggest...
what did you just call me?
a duck.
A duck?
I'll say 90% of these elk hunts is not the hunt. It's being prepped for staying there.
Yeah. It's getting
the
up
hunt
there,
itself is the same
and
shit.
it's getting up there, and it's being able to stay there.
Yeah,
because-
it's definitely a mental game.
So it's like alone.
Ooh.
You're going to do
No,
self-interviews and shit?
It's you joke, but it's a mental game.
I imagine.
Like, that's why this week I'm going a week. I
Especially-
talked to my boss about it, a couple weeks ago when I was like, "Hey, this is happening," and I was like, "I'm leaving a week ahead of time. I'm gonna work remote from a cabin for a week. He's like, you got Wi-Fi? I'm like, I got Wi-Fi. He's like, I don't care then. And then I'm gone. And so I'm leaving for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna go get acclimatized. We're going up 2 days ahead of the
Acclimated.
season.
Acclimated.
Acclimated, acclimatized.
I like it.
Green
Continue.
jacket, gold jacket.
Potato, tomato.
I'll allow it.
Tomato, tomato. And then then it's just getting up there, and that's
The
why
joke
it's
is
like,
potato, tomato.
yeah, I like potato.
No, you don't like it. It came in my brain. It fell out of my mouth.
I just
That was another one of those
sometimes
really
I just
fast-
start talking and I don't even know where it's going.
That was really
yourself
fast.
now, jumped in
transition.
and
I
out.
just started
No, I
a
just
sentence
did
and
it.
I don't know where it's
I
going.
just don't know where it's gonna end up. So, but yeah, I would love. I think it would be a lot of fun to go on a hunt, all four of us, because it's that kind of a hunt is an experience that is quite
My
miserable.
man
in the moment.
Austin here's got the right idea for experience, man. I'm talking about let's go to Mexico. We go shoot some birds.
Drink some
Go.
cocktails.
I'm gonna go have me a couple
swim in
margaritas.
Swim in a swimming pool. You put your rubber boots and your shorts on. Like, show me to the blind, good sir.
Show me to the blind.
man,
Senor.
Can you get me some
Sergio.
cheese sticks out here in the blind,
Yeah.
please?
What's today's special? Oh, quesadillas.
Yeah,
I'll have
take
one of each.
I have
have
one of those
chicken?
without cheese.
Do you got any chicken?
You got chicken quesadillas.
No, I mean there's pluses to both. That hunt is for two specific birds I want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
An elk hunt, whole different story.
and if we go up there,
You can do the same thing. Let me interrupt.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing on an elk hunt where they just take you out from
Yeah.
a lodge. You put 20 grand into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for
No, sir.
$600, I mean, you're gonna need to get some equipment. But
Yeah, you got
you
to
know.
get another $600 in equipment.
for $2,000, you can go up there, and then you're good to go up there anytime you want. So it's an experience, and
In true fashion, we have totally rabbit holed most of this
StormDrain.
podcast. We said
StormDrain.
I don't even call them rabbit holes anymore. We storm drain.
hey, you know what? Sometimes goes into StormDrain? Trash, Barbies, food. While we're StormDrain, we go all over the place.
What the?
Why Barbies?
All right,
That's
guys.
the best thing I've ever heard. I don't even know what it means, but it's the best thing I've ever heard. Trash, Barbie's, food.
Well, check out our storm drain videos on YouTube. Make sure you
Yeah.
check out the Instagram and Abe's on TikTok and stuff. I don't know what he does on there anymore, actually.
We got kicked off apparently.
We got our first banned video for plucking ducks.
You already said that.
Yeah, you told the viewers already heard that.
You said that.
Anyways, again, thank you very much, guys,
Good listeners.
for
Abe
Huh?
needs a nap.
I've been up since 5 o'clock.
your
this
eyes are
morning.
barely open.
Oh.
Good night, storm drainers. We'll catch you on the
Hold
next
on,
one.
Hold on. We have a new way we end this podcast. Austin.
StormDrain out.
Stormwater Creek is the best. Grinch, the captain. Abe, the helper. Jordan, the problem solver. I hope you like Stormwater Creek. Stormwater Creek.